Hey, this is Ed Peterson.
And this is John Kiltica.
And this is the High Gain Podcast.
The High Gain Podcast, Ed.
What do we talk about, John?
We talk about guitars, pedals, weather, beverages, all kinds of things.
All of it. Where are you recording from today, John?
Oh, it is so lovely here in beautiful West Seattle. Even though I'm in the basement, I can feel the 70-something air and the blue sky.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I am still in lovely Palm Springs, California. Let me check the weather app.
Has it reached 200 yet?
It is 109 right now. Heading into a high of 113, which is lovely. We have a few international viewers.
Yes.
With the Celsius.
Yes.
113 is interesting. It's an even, straight up 45 degrees Celsius is what we're heading into.
Ooh.
We hit 118, and that was almost 48 degrees Celsius. 118 is real hot. 113, very nice.
Balmy.
I love it.
Have you put anything out on the porch to just watch it melt?
Every couple days, every few days, I'll make a batch of sun tea out there, and we have like a big glass bowl, and I'll put that on the patio and just let it sit out there. And it's never boiled, right? But that bowl, you do not want to touch that bowl with like your bare hands.
Ooh.
Very hot, John.
Well, damn.
And every night there's bunny rabbits and bats and just stuff I'm not used to seeing in Seattle.
Our big fat cat, Mr. Jimmy,
Yeah.
has taken to sitting out on the patio at dusk, staring at the ivy on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he just sitting there staring at the ivy?
Yeah.
No clue until
Mm-hmm.
we're feeding the squirrels on the top of the fence during the day.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting on the top of the fence eating their peanuts. And then up over the fence comes this little pair of eyes and little ears. And we're like, oh, look, there's a baby. They have a baby. And then we think, that is one ugly-looking baby squirrel. It's not a baby squirrel. It's a rat.
Oh, jeez.
So I think at night, maybe the rat becomes a little more active and Mr. Jimmy is having none of it.
Ah.
So he's just thinking like, I'm just going to sit here, and if that fucking thing comes over the fence, it's a goner.
Yeah. The West Seattle rats, not into them.
Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes. When the night is over, like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone, gone, gone.
Beverages.
Yeah, what'd you think of that, Ed?
Man, you killed that one, John. Every week you just bring fire, but
I did that especially for you, being down there in Palm Springs.
that is great.
We have turned a corner on so many levels, I don't even know where to start.
Okay.
As you mentioned, we got a big old box
Mm-hmm.
here in Seattle, and your lovely daughter, Claire,
Yep.
opened up the box and brought me half of our embarrassment of riches from our good friends over at Orca Beverages.
That's fantastic.
So I have an Orca beverage sent directly from Orca Beverage.
So sick.
I have a Mr. Cola.
I think we've had a Mr. Cola before. I think.
Well, it says here it is the aristocrat of colas.
Whoa, that's great.
It's the aristocrat of colas. Let me taste this here.
Does it taste like that?
Oh, wow. I feel more sort of refined already.
Yeah, great. Claire took a picture and sent it to me. It's like a sampler. 12 individual flavors of soda.
Thank you, Jan at Orca Beverages.
Thank you, Jan. I sent a text to the family and said, do not break into Dad's soda. You know, because Vicky and I are down here, but Carter and Claire are up at the house.
We've been working for months to make this happen.
I know. Can you imagine? I get up there and they're both like passed out on the floor.
Like with empty Orca bottles?
Yeah, exactly. Just laying around them.
Empty soda bottles and Cheetos bags.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any sodas. I have, what is it, Lavazza?
Oh, the coffee.
The coffee. They have an espresso here. So every couple days, I'll have a lovely little espresso shot. So I've got this little Lavazza cup with like the gold insides, the fancy espresso cup.
Right.
I've got one of those, and I'm having a lovely espresso beverage.
I've got a buddy.
Yeah.
Italian-American gentleman I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
Last name of Tartarvita, which means sour life.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, what happened to that dude's family back in the day?
I don't know, but he is the most kind of sunny, optimistic person I've ever known, which is hysterical.
That's great.
He works for Lavazza. And once upon a time, he sent me a whole bunch of cans of Lavazza.
This seems like a decent segue to a mail we got, John.
Oh.
Nicholas in France.
France?
Sent us a question. Yes.
I love this international shit.
Exactly.
Go ahead, lay it on me.
It's sort of a beverage/guitar question. Hi, John and Ed. I have a question for you guys. Do you consider the tone wood issue, whether or not they actually affect the tone of a guitar, similar to the coffee bean roast issue? In other words, do the coffee beans have an effect on a coffee's taste? There are many analogies to be made here, but I think it's a critical discussion that needs to be addressed on your podcast. Nicholas from Paris.
We have talked about that a lot. Does the wood matter, or is it what you do with the wood that matters?
And we know my thing is straight up, it doesn't matter. The wood doesn't matter.
Right.
My hard line on an electric guitar. Once you put the pickups on, it doesn't matter.
But coffee...
Every morning, I drink a pot of coffee. And in fact, I have a cup of coffee with me, too.
So do I.
The other morning, I woke up and Vicky had made the coffee, and I poured a cup and I took a drink. It was like a Starbucks house blend, and it was terrible. So while I don't think tone wood matters, I do think the beans matter.
Let me take you to the other end of that problem. If you have a shitty tone wood, let's just say like some crap-ass wood.
Crap-ass wood, yeah.
Yeah, with the right builder and pickups like you mentioned and pedals and all of that, I'm sure you could make it sound just fine or even quite good. Do you think that's true with coffee? What if you had shit-ass coffee and like a really nice espresso machine? Could you make it better?
Maybe, I don't know. Because I don't think necessarily like Starbucks bag of house blend should be necessarily just straight terrible. And this one's pretty bad. Maybe it sat there a little longer than it should have or something. A guitar, if you make a guitar with a piece of wood today and then let it sit for 20 years, it's still going to sound more or less the same. Coffee? No, it matters. That's my line, John.
I gotcha. I'm just going to devil's advocate this one more time.
Oh, fuck.
What if you took the world's best barista?
Sure.
Okay, here are some beans of a lesser quality.
Yep.
Make me the best espresso you can make. Would it even matter, or shitty beans, shitty beans?
Maybe the best barista could make me a killer little espresso, but this is also not espresso, right? It's just black coffee. I think there's a difference there, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Whoa. That must be a very dense wood.
No!
No?
This is a Fernandes, Ed.
Okay.
A Fernandes Retrorocket Elite.
Retrorocket. So this is a newer guitar.
Yeah, this one would have been from the 90s.
Okay.
Made in Japan. The reason I could sustain that note like that?
Yeah.
Whew, that's cool. is because this guitar has built into it an invention made by Fernandes themselves called the sustainer.
Okay.
In the olden days, back in Grandpa's time,
Mm-hmm.
you would put your Marshall stack to like 11
Right.
and then stand in front of it with your guitar until it started feeding back.
Love it.
And that feedback would vibrate the strings on your guitar. It would be so loud. And that vibrating would cause these kind of harmonics to happen.
Yeah.
But, maybe you're hanging out at home and you're not going to turn your amp up to 11 and stand in front of it and wait for that to happen.
Maybe you're not.
So Fernandes invented this thing that makes the string vibrate.
Does it work similar to a EBow?
Yeah, it's similar to an EBow.
It's just like this magnetic pulse that vibrates the string.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Somewhere on the back of the guitar, is there like a hole for a 9-volt battery or something?
Yes.
Okay.
It takes a 9-volt battery, and there are 3 modes to it.
Love it.
That is the harmonic mode, which means as the string vibrates, it picks up the 5th as a harmonic.
Yeah, weird.
And then there's natural mode.
Does it work on every string?
It does.
Do that.
Ooh.
Play like a chord.
Yep.
Huh. Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
And then they have what's called mix mode, which is supposed to mix that natural sound with the harmonic one. Let's see if that does it. The Fernandes story.
Yeah.
How did this start, do you figure?
It feels like there's a similar path as the Ibanez story.
That's absolutely right.
Okay.
Fernandes is not quite as old as a brand as Ibanez is, but the impulse is the same. It was the mid to late 60s, and the company in Japan was called Saito Musical Instruments.
Okay.
And flamenco music was really big, so a lot of what they were doing was acoustic flamenco guitars.
That would make sense with the name change, I guess?
Yeah, the name changed in 72 to Fernandes.
Okay.
And they expanded into electric guitars and basses and amps and accessories and all kinds of stuff. They grew. In fact, they became one of the biggest guitar manufacturers in all of Japan at that point.
Biggest in Japan, so early mid-70s, were they cranking out guitars for a low-end market?
Well, anything that wasn't a Fender or Gibson at that point was less expensive, but the quality was quite good. They became known as a clone or copy house, much like Ibanez was.
Oh.
They were making Gibsons and Fenders, and this is where they split the kind of brand names that they were putting on the guitars.
Okay.
Do you know the brand name Bernie?
Totally. Those are Gibson clones. Don't they still make those?
Yeah, they still do.
Yes, I'm totally familiar with Bernie.
Yeah, so the Saito Musical Instruments guys,
Mm-hmm.
if it was a Gibson copy, they put the name Bernie on it. If it was a Fender copy, they put the name Fernandes on it.
Oh, funny. The Bernies have the Gibson kind of style font. Does the Fernandes have like a Fendery kind of looking font on it?
Yeah, the early ones.
Okay.
They would eventually change that and the headstock because they ran afoul of, the copyright people.
Really?
Before that happened, when they were first doing this in the 70s, the guitars themselves were regarded as some of the best vintage replicas you could get.
Weird. Yeah.
This went on till like the mid-'80s, and then I guess they had enough of threats of legal action, so then they decided to start making like their own shapes.
So that's what you've got, because I have no idea what the guitar you're holding looks like.
This looks like a Strat.
Okay.
The headstock doesn't look anything like a Strat.
Okay.
3 pickups, 3 knobs, which are volume, tone, the 5-way switch, 2 toggle switches that control the sustainer. One is on and off, and the other one is a 3-way for the 3 modes we discussed. It's got a Wilkinson bridge on it, which deals with the tremolo. This one is sunburst, rosewood fretboard, ash body, maple neck. Pretty standard looking. You would look at it from a distance, and it looks
like a Strat. It's got those funny, like, blade pickups.
Yeah.
Huh.
Check this out. I've got the switch in the middle and both tone knobs rolled up. And I notice if I roll back the tone knobs,
yeah,
I don't really get much of that vibration.
Oh, yeah.
If I put the pickup down on the bridge or up on the neck, it's a little finicky. That's why I had the tones rolled all the way up and all 3 pickups on.
Yeah.
Should we see something?
If you see something, say something?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
What if we put a little dirt on it?
Sure.
Does it kind of amplify what this thing's doing?
I'm ready. That is not a 1981.
It is not. This, Ed?
Yeah.
It's very devilly.
Ooh, my favorite.
This is a Dirty Haggard Audio DeathFuzz.
Oh, my God. I love the name.
From our new good friends in Portland, Oregon. It has a skull on it.
That's how you know it's devilly. And it's black.
And I had it just now set fairly conservatively. You want to hear the extremage?
Do you have the gate on?
No, not right now.
It seems like a gate on with a sustainer is a weird thing.
Like maybe it'll make it so it won't work?
One will win, but they won't both, right?
Okay, I'll turn the gate on.
Okay.
It's like they're fighting.
Yeah, so the gate wins.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, the gate thought it was going to win. Get fucked, gate. Sustain wins. Man, that just sounds like a mosquito in your ear.
It does. Yeah, you want that mosquito sound? Yeah.
So can you tell me anything else about this company, John?
Actually, yeah. You know why?
Why?
We had the good fortune to get in touch with our man Nick Rogers down there in Portland and to talk to him about this pedal, and he was very gracious with his time. Do you want to go back in time and hear it?
Can we meet the maker?
We can meet the maker for sure. We've got Nick Rogers. He makes pedals down there in Portland.
Portland, Oregon. I love it.
You know what?
What?
He makes the pedal that we've been playing this whole time.
Tell me it's true. Nick?
It's true. Absolutely.
How's Portland these days?
Oh, it's a wreck. Like the feds coming in and just using random people holding up signs and stuff for target practice. It's really not cool.
I am super not into the video that I am seeing out of Portland right now.
Yeah.
Carloads of mercenary dudes are showing up too.
I like Portland, but you get outside of Portland and Oregon's kind of a clusterfuck. I love parts of that state, for sure.
Are you from Oregon originally, Nick?
I am not. I'm originally from Madison, Wisconsin, though I grew up in the Northwoods of Wisconsin. It's actually pretty similar. Where I grew up is pretty similar to like the outskirts of Oregon. It's just everyone driving like a Ford, wearing like the camo stuff and cut off sleeves and all that shit.
Great. So you're right at home. You love it. You had no idea. Keep Portland weird. It's going to be great. And then, yeah, boom. I've got a Gatorade, John.
What?
I know.
Are you smelling burning leaves too?
I am actually in Palm Springs. It's 8 o'clock at night and it's 102, 104, something like that.
Damn.
Oh, you're rehydrating.
How about you, Nick?
I have a very fancy drink, actually. Samuel Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout.
Whoa.
Oh,
It's terribly delicious.
love it. John Kiltecca,
Yes?
what are you drinking?
Oh, I've got more of that signature brand Soleil water drink beverage. This one is lime flavored.
Carbonated Safeway water.
Yeah.
Tell me about that pedal, John. I don't know anything about it.
Nick is the proprietor of Dirty Haggard Audio, and this pedal caught my eye initially because there's a cool skull on it. It is an aggressive fuzz. This is the DH2 DeathFuzz.
Oh.
If I put it as low as I can seem to get everything to go,
Yeah.
I still get a crunch.
Can you give me a little more volume on that?
Yes, I can.
There you go.
If I were to really go into this thing and mess around with a couple things here.
Yeah. What are the knobs? Tell me the knobs on this.
Gain, volume, filter, and gate.
Yeah.
Tell us about this, Nick.
Okay. It's actually based on the FY2 that came out in the 60s. I believe it was a Japanese-made pedal originally. It's a really, really gnarly fuzz, but it had all kinds of random issues with it. It was really noisy, and just looking at the actual circuit configuration, it kind of pitted two out-of-phase transistors against each other in like two different gain stages. So I just completely revamped the whole thing, added a noise gate, basically just completely redid it, but kept the amplification stages and like tone section more or less intact.
So the filter is a tone.
It is, yeah. It's kind of a weird one, though. It mostly affects the lower mid-range.
Gate's on now, right?
Yes.
Now go no gate. I'm kind of in no gate camp.
Oh.
That seems almost blasphemous.
Sacrilege.
Do a little more, John. A little more no gate.
The gain is on 10, but I should tell you, the volume is right now at like 1.5.
Great.
Oh, wow.
This thing's got a little room to move in it.
What pickups are you putting into it?
I am playing a 1974 Mustang for this here meeting.
Right on.
Taking this and chaining it through a few of my other favorite things.
Like more fuzz pedals.
That and tremolo.
Oh.
That's properly gnarly.
I need to add something else to it.
Okay.
I'm putting some Mantic in here.
Oh, sure. Fuck, that's cool.
I feel like that should be in Mars Attacks or something, some other space movie.
Is the Mantic on and the tremolo? You don't have them both on, do you?
Should I?
What's feeding what in that chain?
First is the DeathFuzz,
Yep.
then the Mantic, then the tremolo.
Oh, weird. Do it again.
I'm going to add some Dark Star to that too.
I really dig that.
That's like the perfect board right there. Legitimately, that is really rad.
This pedal has muscle, Ed.
So, do you have like some settings on this pedal that you like put it on that and it stays there?
The gain is always at or very close to 100%.
Of course.
Perfect.
And then, yeah, with that one in particular, I turn the filter all the way up so you get the maximum scoop.
Ooh.
It's kind of like bitey and 8-bitty.
Gate on.
Always.
This is the Nick Rogers setting.
Yeah, I'm sold. Do it again, John.
How did you get into pedal building, Nick?
Many years ago, I went to school for music technology. That just got me really interested in all the gear. And then much more recently, I went to school for electronics. And as soon as I got out of school, I was like, I need to build my own amps and pedals and stuff. And so I just kind of started looking online for schematics, started putting them together. And then I started modifying them. And as soon as I started doing that, I was like, oh shit, I gotta do something with this.
You were hooked.
Yeah, I dove straight in.
What's next? What's been kind of gnawing away at you as a new product?
I have 2 in the works right now. One of them is a super secret collaboration that I can't really talk about too much.
Ooh.
It's just us. Come on. No, don't do it. Are you able to do the thing where you have an idea in your mind of what you want the pedal to do and sound like, and then you put it together?
Yes. The Torsion, the one with the zombie on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one was the first, like, fully original design. It was a whole bunch of just experimenting. Me just sitting there with a breadboard, just plugging all kinds of crap in, eventually just figuring out, like, okay, that's a good, like, front end, and then, like, what's going to happen now? And, like, okay, eventually, like, okay, that's a good tone section, etc.
I can barely imagine how cool that would be because I don't build pedals or kind of anything. So, and then when you plug it in and it just works. Yeah.
Where can the viewers find your pedals, Nick?
DirtyHaggard.com or Instagram at DirtyHaggardAudio.
The skull design is A+. Did you do that?
No, there's a local artist that I hire to do all of my artwork for me.
It's killer.
Every time I talk to her, I'm just like, hey, can you just kind of do something along these lines? And then she comes back to me with this artwork, and it's just like, oh my God, that's 10 times better than I expected.
Yeah, I think John sent me the picture of your pedal, and it's just like, look at this thing. We're both just like, oh my God, that's rad.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, Nick, I think we're going to hang up on you. What do you think about that?
Oh, man. I thought we were buddies.
We want to thank you for showing up to talk to our dumbasses.
Yeah, thanks for hitting my stupid ass up.
Nice.
Man, did we kill that interview, John?
We totally did. How about that? Nick is a great guy.
Nick's pretty good.
Yeah.
I actually ordered another pedal from him.
Did you?
You know, you start talking pedals and then it's like, oh, you've got a pedal that I don't have? Well, we better fix that.
Viewers, if you want one of these pedals that is super devilly,
yeah,
you might want to go check that out.
That'd be cool.
You want a dirt pedal that's just going to rip a face off. Might want to think about this DeathFuzz.
Yeah.
So what else happened, Ed?
Boy, I don't know, John.
Fernandes? They did so well with these things that in 1992, they put down roots in California.
With the Sustainer specifically, or just the company was doing well enough?
Yeah, the company was doing pretty well, so they wanted to enter the American market.
Sure.
So they started Fernandes USA.
Oh, great.
In LA, and they eventually even had a custom shop.
Like they built in the US?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That was in 96.
Okay.
And they did so well that one of the guys that helped co-found that USA division went out on his own. His name was Taku Sakashita.
Okay.
And he's like, wow, this is going so great. I should take advantage of this and start my own company. So he did. He started Sakashita Guitars in 95.
Do we know anything about them?
Well, we know a little bit of a thing.
Okay.
I don't know much about the guitars, except it didn't last too long because in 2010,
yeah,
our man Taku Sakashita was found murdered outside Sakashita Guitars.
Oh, no.
Right outside the doors of his own guitar company.
Whoa. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That is a twist that has never come up on this show. In the 2+ years we've been doing these, I would say that is the first death by murder.
I'm not saying anything. Just saying. Was it the Fernandes guys?
Oh, come on. What are you doing?
We'll show you to go out on your own.
Jeez.
I'm just presenting one possible alleged scenario.
This is Ed Peterson in lovely Southern California, and I do not endorse this said thing.
No. Speculative opinions about or related to any criminal act or illegal activity are stated solely for entertainment purposes. No guilt or responsibility related to said activities is implied or should be inferred.
So were all of these made in Japan and or USA?
Yeah, until they weren't.
Oh,
You can go to the Fernandes website even today, and all you're going to see is U.S. operations are permanently closed.
huh.
The closest I could find on the internet machine was sometime around 2014.
Yeah, you have to go to the fernandez.co.jp to the Japanese site to drill in it all. Okay.
Yeah. Let's switch back into a little more of what this thing actually sounds like,
Okay.
just so people will know.
Give me a straight, clean tone out of this thing.
Sure.
What are you playing right there?
I've got all three pickups on, so the 5-way is in the middle.
Okay.
2 volumes up. I've got the tone up too.
Okay.
This is as bridgy as I can get. This is as necky as I can get.
Go bridgy again.
Bridgy? Okay. It plays wonderfully.
I don't think it's quite as bitey.
Not quite as spanky.
In my humble opinion, the only reason to buy that guitar is to buy it for the sustainer.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
That's essentially the Fernandes, Ed.
Well, I'm into it. You know, Fernandes has an artist page.
Yeah.
There's Buck Tick.
Oh, the Buck Tick guys.
There's Bug.
Ooh.
My favorite, I think, is Mad Beavers. The dudes in Mad Beavers play Fernandes guitars. I'm checking them out right now. Mad Beavers official website.
The web has so many cool things.
Yeah.
We're on the web too.
What kind of webs? Talk to me about the webs, John.
We are on Patreon on the webs.
Patreon.com/
The High Gain.
We've got a couple of new Patreoners. That was cool.
We do, including more worldwide-age.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Brian from Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Oh, my God. The Canadians?
Thank you so much. The Canadians.
The Canadians love us, John.
Ryan Reynolds, I hear, is Canadian.
Lovely Vancouver. I love it there.
Me too. And we thank you, Brian.
Yeah. Carrie out of Marietta, Georgia.
Marietta, Georgia. Welcome, Carrie.
I don't know much about Marietta.
We are also on our own website. You can send us comments and feedback through that website.
That's great.
It's thehighgain.com.
That's great.
Yeah, some of our feedback actually comes to us via the website. But you don't have to do that. You can go to Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest or LinkedIn at The High Gain and DM us or message us that way if you're more comfortable with it.
Do whatever makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Maybe leave a review on the iTunes. Those are nice.
Always appreciated.
All right, John. I'm going to go out into the desert.
And get deserty.
Let me do a temp check. And 111.
111. I think that's a perfect temperature for a hike in the desert, you idiot.
Exactly.
We're going to find out if Ed makes it till next week.
Yep.
Until then, everyone, take it easy.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.